Okay, let's just go to calculators. Again, the default calculator, this is the default calculator on the phone, transitioning a little here from magnifying until my phone restarts. And then this is the default calculator used in the standard format. Again, the geometric functions, the trigonometric functions, the logarithmic functions are, if you turn it sideways, and here's a standard calculator test, is if you take 10 divided by 3 times 3 to see if it will return 10. Oh, the first calculators did not return 10 when you did that. They returned 9.99999 to infinity. So that's just a calculator. So let me see if I can end this. Stop sharing. Nope. Oh, I'm so confused. Nope. Nope. Go back. Stop sharing. Let's see if I can do this again now. See if I can change to, there's that screen. Let's see if I can change by going into, I've restarted my screen and I'm going down to OLLI TV. Cast, oh, no, that was wrong. Cast my screen, start now. There, hallelujah. And it was just so, but just to give you a clue, I'm going back to phone now, to magnifying. Notice how this would be extraordinarily difficult to read, but if I zoom in, you can read the model number if I could hold it steady, just by zooming it in and noticing down at the bottom, the slider bar there, I'm moving that slider bar by my hand, that you could change it. And the other way to do it is take a picture. I'm going to take a picture here. And then go to the picture and you can even enlarge it even more. So see that model number, A1 at the top of the screen, 1429. That would allow me to look up the technical specifics of this phone. Or if Apple ever wanted, I could do the IMEI. See that starts with 99 there. That is the identifier for the cell phone function. So that's on Android how I do it. I just take a picture and then enlarge the picture. It would be nigh on impossible for me to just out and out read that text. It's just too small for me to read that with my eye. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. That's, and what do, oh, and then we went to calculator. Okay. Now I'm going to jump here. I'm sorry for jumping around. We're going to look at these 3 calculators. Notice how I've combined them into a folder. Notice calculator 10, as I said, divided by 3 times 3 equals 10. That's a measure that it's a modern calculator. You get an old timey one, it won't. And watch what happens when I turn it sideways. It turns into, something you'd take to science, you'd take to your advanced math class. And logarithmics, and what's the IN log and inverse log, I believe INE. I forget what all those are. Just pi, square roots. What else? Notice the little caret below the 10, the little gray circle. What's there? Oh, you can even put them on. It shows up a little bit where I'm touching. You can change that. So that's the default calculator with Google. But one I appreciate much more is Cleve Calc, and it's free. They will try to get money from you, but notice in the top left, see the words loan calculator? Next to that are the 3 lines. I touch the 3 lines, and these are the basic calculator that you can set up. You have to download this. So let's 10 divided by 3 times 3 equals 10. So that's different functions that, oh my goodness, remind me how. But this I thought for me was the most useful. I went down to loan calculator that I use all the time. We're not buying anything currently, but let's just say that you're buying, the houses down the street are $700,000. Now enter these in, $700,000. Notice where that went in. And I've currently got interest rate of 3.5%, 360 months is 30 years, and it's your payment is $3,143. But now let's imagine that your interest rate went up to 7%. I'm going to delete that, put in 7%. Your payment just went up to $14,650. So it increased by $1,500 a month. Oh my goodness, that's just in what's happened in the last, how long has it been? 2 or 3 months. Let's see when it was 2.5%. Again, what I'm emphasizing here, rather than the change in loans, is this calculator, the Cleve Calc. It is available on Android and Apple. Let's see. Then, there's the different ones: ovulation calculator, sales tax, fuel, GPA, tip. Notice how the bill amount, let's say that we went to something and we bought $45 was the amount, and number of people, let's say that there were 3 people who got a cheap meals, and the tip percent, let's say a very good service, so we're going to leave 20% tip, and so we'd leave $9. This is, again, what I want to emphasize is the different built-in functions this one has. And this is the Cleave Calc. Again, in the folder, it's the top one that there in the Cleave Calc. I'm going to quit this for a second, just a second. Let me go back here just to make sure things continue to work. I'm going to go back to my screen. Again, here's what the icon looks like, and it has the built-in functions. Remember that, oh, I didn't even bring this part up. If you touch down at the bottom 3 dots there, so really I'm just showing this part of the screen over to here. You touch these and it brings all these up. I couldn't even tell you what these: sine, cosine, and tangent. Is this inverse? Tan, I'm not even sure what these mean. Does that mean I'll be taken advantage of? Yes, it does. But notice, again, taking this part, I went up to the hamburger. Remember, I called this the hamburger up in the top left. And it brought all these down. And I went through the loan calculator. I put $700,000 there, if you remember, interest rate of 7, and the loan period for mortgages tends to be 30 years, so 360 months. Cars are 5 years, so it's 6 months, or excuse me, 60 months. That's how you do that one. And then you could copy out your whole amortization schedule. You know, here's how much you paid in principal, interest, and your payment on the first one. And I believe it would go all the way down to 360 payments. Here's the settings for this. Again, if you wanted to probably do dark theme, or I'm not even sure what all those would be. Now, this is one of the other ones that I've used. Notice that it's a different calculator. It's a different calculator. This one is the Uno Calc. It is also available on Android and Apple. Let's just take a few looks here. Notice it has a hamburger up here in the upper left-hand corner. I'm not sure, that's probably just the back. I'm not sure exactly. You can turn it sideways and it actually shows the calculations that you've gone through. That would probably clear the screen, and we'll find out in a second. Notice it adds different keys here: square, change sign. I'll bring this one up in just a second, I hope. And notice it has the different items, but it does not have loan in it. That was one of the things that I was looking for. It has the pre-programmed functions, but it doesn't have loan calculator in it. I bet you could buy it. Oh, and let's look at this one. Let's see if I can bring it up very quickly. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to bring it up. That's I have. Okay, it stayed on. So here's we were looking at Uno Calc. I think what drew me to this is that they're trying to develop one programming language called Uno for all of this. I'm going to turn it sideways. No history yet. Let's do 10 divided by 3 times 3 equals. So, oh, it put them all in one line. So let's put 10 times 3 equals, oh, it just 30. It pushed everything down. Now let's divide by 3 equals, and it will put it in there. So this one helps, and it lists the calculations that you're working on. And let's take that square root equals. Oh my goodness. So Uno Calc. Now I'm gonna, where's CE, clear entry? Notice top.
I'm going to comment on that Cleve Calc that you did earlier, just real quick. I just wanted to point out that it has a fuel cost calculator and which I would think would be really good, as well as a, what was I was just looking at it. Calculator to a currency converter.
Currency converter. Oh, and I think, doesn't it actually looks up the current value?
Yes, it does.
It looks up the current value. So if you were traveling in, let's change it, and you were, oh, okay, you were in Europe, excuse me, oh man, look at all these, euro to US dollar. So you had something and it was 110 euros, and so the current value, it was, so if you're sitting there walking through the clothing shop, you can look up the values just instantaneously. And again, it has looked up the current value of the euro to US dollar. Or if you went to, let's go to Mexico. Mex. So if I was in Mexico and the meal was 245 pesos, that's how much I've spent in US dollars. Given, notice in small print there, it shows the approximate value of the peso as 5 cents. So again, that was the
Cleve Calc.
Cleve Calc. Let's look at Uno Calc, and notice by the word standard, I just switched there. I hope you caught that. From Uno Calc to, or from Cleve Calc to Uno Calc. What are the different items that it has? It seems that this is more of a scientific calendar. So volume, length, weight and mass, temperature. Let's see if it does it. From Celsius, it's entering in Celsius. Let's put in 40 minus. Yep, so it does. Minus 40 is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Let's put in 100. I'm going to delete them all. Let's put in 100 degrees Celsius, 212 is boiling point of water. Let's see what other temperatures. Oh my goodness. Kelvin. So you can, again, touching the hamburger. Everybody understands what I mean by hamburger. Geez, what elk? Yeah, see, I hate to admit that it's been too long since I've been in college. Square meters, let's put in 1 square meter equals 10 square feet. So what would a 90 quadrat, would I happen to, there's 1,000, that's a big apartment in Germany, 90 quadrat meter, square meters. So it's 100 square feet. No, it's not very big, is it? Yeah, it is. It's almost 1,000 square feet. So that's pretty big.
You
Yeah.
probably want to start moving along. It's 2:45.
Oh, okay. I get so wrapped up in mathematics that let me change back. Thank you, Maureen. Let's bring up. There's Uno Calc. There's another one that was called Tape Calc that I sometimes use because you can print out the tape. And sometimes it's necessary to attach calculations to a letter that you're sending or something like that. So this one had the actual tape, and then one of these buttons, I think the 3 dots, allows you to print out the tape.